you are in office using wrong paper. That's the end of the service. And that is why Ruto must go until it proves to the Kenyan that they elected him. If he was elected by Chebukati, according to our constitution, that's where we start. Thank you very much. Now but Sogebele. Yes, Alex. We need to put to manning the clip of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and his cabinet ministers when they went to eulogize Makoha, the former minister. He said there are people who, I don't want to say it, just put the clips of. That's where we start. Thank you very much. Now but Sogebele. Yes, Alex. We need to put money in the clip of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and his cabinet ministers when they went to eulogize Makoha, the former minister. He said there are people who, I don't want to say it, just put the clip so that Manning can see it. Alex, why can't you just say it? What do you feel? Manning is my best friend. I don't want to say, I want it to come from the clip. The clip is long to reach where we have not split unless Leo Uhuru Kenyatta mini connect join. Which there is a clip. Speech at Magoha's funeral. All right, let me get it. Then there was Kalonzo. So the side I want you to put for money is the one it says there are people who speak too much and do it. I have it. Let me get it shortly. Play for him. Give me a few minutes. I'll play it. All right. Alex, I saw the way he was talking, the way he was also the way Matiel was speaking. So don't think I'm lying. You see the clip here. I know the clip. We want the clip so that we can speak to you. It makes no sense. That's the former president. Forget about the former president. Think about the future. This mentality of thinking about the past is one of the making us, we pretend ourselves to say, we are pretending ourselves. Why are you telling us what you are doing? Why are you pretending to be in the whole of the region, East African region? Why Tanzanians are sending us maize? Ugandans are sending us eggs. We are one of the stupid idiot country that we pretend that we are. You should have watched the clip already. Okay, please. Is your clip ready? You will alert us when it's ready. Please, let's also do this. Just proceed, I'll alert you. Just proceed. I'm getting it. I saved it somewhere, so I'm just getting it. So I gave this directive that we should take serious coming to the show and make sure that what we articulate here is for generations here and on. Where whereby your great-grandchildren will come and watch this show on YouTube. By that time, we will have something else that YouTube, but it will have carried this forward. And find you speaking and saying, that's my grandfather. Not they reject you because whatever you said did not make sense. I have had issue with him all along. He has been here by many names. In fact, my name is the latest. He used to be called Sam.
No one is calling. No one is here.
And then all that and all that. But what you're saying here is he's not taking himself serious. That's why we are not taking him serious. And then, of course, we gave him the opportunity to defend himself. He's not defending himself. He is pro-UDA, but he doesn't want to commit himself to the same. He is aware that William Ruto is not going to help anybody, but he still wants to say he is his president and he has no choice over that. And that, in my opinion, is being irresponsible. And him being a senior citizen, we don't want to have that kind of example fed to our children and our children's children. Great nations come out of agitating for what is valuable, what is excellent, and what helps progress. I said in the beginning of this show, look at the cabinet that William Ruto constituted. You don't get inspiration from any one of those people. I don't think when they sit together, they can make up their mind to help this country move forward. The only cabinet they preside over is where they are going to have Thanksgiving interdenominational prayer meeting. We have not seen anything that has come from that cabinet that is affecting any Kenyan positively. And for that matter, it means they are incompetent, and for that matter, they need to be rejected. Na Wakenya lazima wasimame hivyo hivyo. Tusijitanganye hapa. Na wale watu wanakuja hapa kutetea maovu, sisi tutasimama kinyume na maovu. Hiyo ndio jukumu letu hapa. Tumeitwa na Mungu kusimama kinyume na maovu. Haswa kama hayo maovu yanasababisha vilio katika nyumba na katika kila familia ya Mkenya wa kawaida. We want Kenyans to sing again. We want grandmothers to sing again. We want the widows to sing again. We want single mothers to sing again as they go to the market coming back because they are sure for the future of their children. Not in the country where everybody's suffering, everybody's crying, and the president is conducting prayer and thanksgiving services. Thanking God for what? Yes, Secretary General ulikuwa umeinua mkono sijui bado huko? Niko nauliza mining, na usimungonge nje is making the parliament entertaining. Yeah, now you're talking about history is not important. And as Allied Media tells... Well, my video is ready. Can I play it? Yeah, you will after a few minutes. After I make this submission. Why were you telling us about 1982? You carrying what? Carrying maize in your back. I thought you wanted us to understand that is what problem in South Africa, for example, whatever Murema is facing, is because they think at one point they might take the wealth of the white people and take it to themselves. Ni tajiri mgani atakupatia nyumba yake ama vitu zake ambao amefanya kazi miaka hiyo yote? It is difficult. Kwa hivyo, let us teach people where we are from and where we are going. Leo, gonga hiyo.
No, Leo, 1 minute. Nani, public, I will understand what this guy said. He said, let us think about the future. The guy is thinking about carrying GMO on his back. And you should appreciate that. That is the job that he wants from there. He said, let us think at the front. And Ruto has already brought GMO. So he wants to carry GMO on his back. That's all I can interpret.
I'm sorry, Alex.
Piga simu. Mbona kwa ngumu kupiga simu? Mbona kwa ngumu kuandika message? Mbona unakuwa ngumu kuongea? Hii platform yetu tuko watu wadogo. Sasa hivi naomba piga simu. Kwa wakati tutakuwa hot cake kama Kibe, wakati tutakuwa hot cake kama Director J, kama Big Man Steve, mdogo tu. Kuna mafans zangu sugu leo, sijui ameenda wapi. Hii topic leo ina wabo. Basi kama hii kama acha na Sinte na wabo, kuja tuongee juu watoto wetu. Sisi ni wazazi.
Very little talking, but in executing, the deeds are there and will never be wiped out, no matter what anybody wish or desire. Na wewe Steve, usijali hii watu wanapiga mdomo, acha wapige bana. Unajua mtu ambaye hana kitu kingine ya kufanya lazima apige mdomo. Acha wapige mdomo. Hiyo ni dunia. Sisi tunaendelea na yetu. Mungu awabariki na walinde. Asanteni sana.
Okay, Bwana Mining, quickly in a minute or two.
Yeah, thank you. I'll be very brief. You know what? Uhuru is telling the country that we have two different kind of people with a different ideology, different understanding, with a different whatever you mean it. According to me, myself, I'm not talking about anybody. I'm talking about my own perception, my own way of understanding. You know, the country last year, 2022, I'll be brief, only 1.5 minutes. The country voted last year, August 2022. Whatever the outcome, it came out. Who was the winner? We went on, court, Supreme Court, they had uphold the poll. It was that. So, instead of us, we as citizens of the country, we have so many problems that align to our back. We need to enlighten it a little bit to make it light so that we can see what we can do to the next generation. After COVID-19, we took 2 years. We went back 2 years. We need to see now what are we going to do. So after the election this year, we start our stupidity. I'm sorry. When I say our stupidity, I mean I'm also inside. Because we started our stupidity I'm also a Kenyan. That's why I say we started our stupidity thinking about this thing about election instead of seeing how are we going to make sure that in the next 1.5 years or 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, that we forget about this thing of our stupidity. When I mean a stupidity, education is here. Mining, give me time, please. Give me time, please.
Don't insult.
Can you give me time, please?
Number two,
can you give me time to talk?
Can you give me your 1.5 minutes? You are taking us round and round. Let's do this. When I'm mining,
okay.
With all due respect, let's do this.
I know. You sometimes we don't like to hear the truth. We don't like to hear the truth. We just like.
What is the truth?
I just wanted to explain to you.
This man mining. Excuse me. Mining. You're very old man.
I've had enough of the time. It doesn't matter whether I'm old. It doesn't matter whether I'm...
Okay, enough. Order everybody. Thank you. Let's do this. Let's agree to move forward, please. I think mining is here to distract us from doing what we are here to do. We're here to ascertain that 64% of Kenyans are in agreement that William Ruto must go. His 6 months in office has given them more pain and more struggle, has denied them jobs. By the way, all the askaris by NMS in Nairobi, 700 are being rendered jobless, I think, this month. So we are here to see to it that all Kenyans are aware that the government we have in place right now is not up to any good. For 6 months, they have not shown us anything they have done that can help this country. And if you cannot show us the way in 6 months, even if we give you 6 years, you will still not give us any direction. So for that matter, we want to save ourselves from getting lost. There is a proverb we say that a blind man with the right guide is better than a man who has eyes, who doesn't know where he's going and is too proud to ask for the way. And I think we are suffering from that. A blind man with the right...
Is talking about fertilizer. Yet some of the areas where we get our foods from have now gone 3 straight seasons without rains. So, could the government be throwing good money to us? Because if the end result is not food security, then it's an exercise in futility. You saw that the counties were demanding 425 billion, 385, and I think that issue is closed at that level. The way the reaction is like that matter is closed at that level. Again, the borrowing. I think up to now they have borrowed over 509 billion. Ghana, we are doing very badly. As a country, very, very badly. Lakini wameitisha maombi. Na wewe unajua Bernard, you are pastor. I don't know whether you join them in the prayers ama maombi yako iko pahali ingine, hiyo nakuachia wewe. Although I'm well informed that our church is almost now divided on this matter in terms of that there are those who can be said to be insiders, and those who want to keep some distance. And some time back, I made one statement here that when this government underperforms, it will go down with quite a number of so-called ministries, because it is anchored on those clergy who have been following this man for several years now and keeping hope that is not translating to anything tangible. But you see, religion is a very strong tool. You can keep people hoping for a long time. But this one, inaonekana kama ni serikali tasa. Unajua serikali tasa ni serikali ambayo hakuna chochote kinaonekana kikitokea ya muhimu. While we head towards prayers, I don't know, is it 12th, any time, I think it is also good to remind ourselves prayers without action prayers in futility. And I think Moses Kuria once told them so. They're insider. So for Kenyans, it's good to praise for what is coming. Nothing seems to move. Everything seems to be anchored on, what I would call misguided exuberance that has no substance. We are going to do this, we are going to do the other, just like the former president said. But when you look at the reality on the ground, you find that it is just mere talk. Just to give an example, you talk of planting, I don't know how many billions of trees. When you go and find out the capacity of the private and even government nurseries that we have to provide those seedlings, they are not there. It could be even only 10% of what you wish to plant. So where are you going to get this from? Again, when you talk of collecting a revenue, you say you want to collect this amount. And the situation very well is because they don't have advantage of that extra information that he has. So we are going to be treated to a lot of promises upon promises until the next elections. Thank you for now, Bernard.
Thank you so much, Mr. Guru. We appreciate that. And Uhuru Kenyatta is not a stranger to William Ruto. If we have anybody who we need to give us testimony in work experience of William Ruto, then Uhuru Kenyatta is in a better position to tell us whether William Ruto is lazy, is a performer, is a deliverer, or is a joker. And so the testimony of one or two witnesses, a matter is settled, according to the Bible. Kuna mtu mmoja hapa anaitwa Haman Libulele. Libulele, I think he has just changed the name. All the same. Tunasema hivi, na ni kama umekuja kuchelewa, tumesema hivi. Kazi ya kuchukua ushuru iko na taasisi inayosimamia, inaitwa KRA, Kenya Revenue Authority. Alright? Sio kazi ya president na haitaji kupigiwa debe kisiasa. So kama nyumba ya Moi na nyumba ya Kenyatta haitoi tax, hilo ni swala la KRA kwenda kuokota tax. Sio swala la rais kuchukua microphone na kuanza kusema watu fulani hawatoi taxes. That is a game. And that's what we are saying. You are here to distract us from the main thing. The main thing we have here is that we have a president in office out of two different results from IEBC. Okay? One result told us he's president. The other result says he got 41%. That is what we need to settle first. So which one made him president? Is it the 41% or the 50+1? And the result that is in question is the one that pronounced him as president because it's been rejected by 4 commissioners plus 1 whistleblower. So 5 people have raised question mark on the result that declared William Ruto as president. And that's why he needs to come and tell us, is he president legitimately or illegitimately? And if he's in office illegitimately, then Kenyans need to find fault. How did he become president against the Constitution? Because the Constitution, I keep insisting, states that the person who becomes president must get the majority of the vote. And not just the majority of the vote, he needs to get 50% plus 1 vote. So if William Ruto got 41%, he is not qualified to be a president in the nation called Kenya. He can be president elsewhere, but not in the nation called Kenya. And that's why he must go until he's able to get 50+1 from the genuine votes declared by IEBC. Why are we believing the whistleblower? It's because the chairman of IEBC has not negated those results. IBC in entirety has not negated those results. Kenya Kwanza government has not negated those results. And so until they come and tell us that those results are not for IEBC, they are not from the server, they are not from the Kim's kit, we will continue believing it. And with those results, we should kick somebody from office. We don't want fake presidents. We want president elected by the people, for the people, according to the Constitution, not according to Chebukati and his group of collaborators. So naomba tusonge mbele. So tuache kuleta story ya taxes hapa. Tuhitaji KRA inaweza kufanya kazi, imefanya kazi miaka mingi, hamwezi kwenda kuisaidia. Na mkitaka kuisaidia, muwapatie list ya majina ya wale watu mnataka waende kuokota tax. Sio kuja kuambia Wakenya familia fulani hazilipi taxes, ni shamba la wanyama. Shamba la wanyama kina nani? Hawa watu exempt from taxes. Ni watu wa Kenya Kwanza. Kerocha Uma. Is she not the senator of Nakuru? She's exempted from tax payment. Her taxes were forgiven. There's the other man who is selling illicit brew in Central. His taxes that he was to pay was forgiven. And then you come up and say there are particular families that are more special than others. So tell us, what makes Kerocha more Kenyan than other Kenyans? If you want to judge people, use the same standards, not double standards. But the truth is, William Ruto is misguided. If he wants to be president, let him do the president's job. It is not the president's job to collect taxes. Asituchezea hapa. Asante lakini. Mr. Wangira, muda ni wako. Karibu.
Thank you, Bernard. It is a good morning here in Kenya. I want to say good morning to everybody in the studio, Bernard.
Okay, good morning to you. Welcome.
Bernard, before I even dwell on Mutai Ngunyi's opinion, Bernard, I think 1 or 2 things to talk about, Bernard, and I hope you'll allow me. Issue number 1 is that, Bernard, William Samoei Ruto has now promised us that, the Hustler Fund loans limit will be increased by midnight tonight, Bernard. That means that, if you are getting 500, Bernard, from now, it's midnight already, you should now be getting 1,000 shillings, Bernard. That's according to William Samoei Ruto, Bernard. Bernard, I was in town in the CBD today. Nowadays I don't like that CBD because of the congestion and the confusion that I see around, Bernard. And, Bernard, as a country, we must just agree that we have failed in managing Nairobi. And perhaps it is time that we should move our administrative capital from Nairobi and take it to Isiolo, so that we can leave Nairobi to border guys, to hawkers, and to matatus, Bernard. Bernard is such, a confused town, especially when you're walking along either Tomboya Street or Moi Avenue, Bernard. At any particular point, you're likely to step on some tomatoes that, could get you into trouble, Bernard. Bernard, the late Mutula Kilonzo, the father to now the governor for Makwiny, Mutula Kilonzo Jr., when he was the minister for Nairobi Metropolitan, that's even before we got our 2010 constitution, Bernard, he came up with a good draft, Bernard, called Nairobi Metropolis 2030, building a safe, secure, and prosperous metropolitan. Bernard, that's a document that I even have here, Bernard. That was a document that was supposed to transform Nairobi and other satellite towns, Bernard, to make it a modern city, Bernard. But because we like confusion, Bernard, that if anybody is walking into Nairobi today, Bernard, and if you are having a visitor, Bernard, who is used to traveling in organized towns, Bernard, and he lands somewhere on Moi Avenue, Bernard, or on Tomboya Street, Bernard, he'll ask you, Bernard, whether he's in a hawker's market, Bernard. That is a very, very unfortunate thing. I think Governor Sakaja is failing, Bernard, in handling the issue of hawkers, Bernard. And if he's not very careful, Bernard, the issue of hawkers, matatus, and border, Bernard, are going to overwhelm Sakaja. Bernard, in Nairobi today, you need to be very, very careful because you don't know which direction the border will be coming from, Bernard. They don't obey traffic rules, They go either way, Bernard. It's not left, it's not right. So you must always be very, very careful that you don't get knocked down, Bernard. That scenario, Bernard, tells you what type of a country we have, Bernard, especially under the Kenya Kwanza regime, Bernard. Bernard, let me just now talk about Mutahi Ngunyi. I didn't know what exactly you meant by the poll, but I've just gone to his Twitter handle, Bernard, and I picked up a number of things that could perhaps be related to what you were trying to highlight, Bernard. Mutahi Ngunyi says that William Samoei Ruto has already exhausted 10% of his first term. 10%, that means that could be 6 months, that could translate to the 10% of his 6 months, his first term, Bernard. So he's only remaining with 90% of his 6 months. Then Mutahi Ngunyi is asking, very basic questions. He wants to know whether William Samoei Ruto really has a plan. You remember when he was campaigning, he told us that, his manifesto was called the plan. So Mutahi Ngunyi is asking whether William Samoei Ruto really has a plan. Then he goes to answer himself that he doesn't seem to see any plan from William Samoei Ruto. Then he describes William Samoei Ruto's members of the cabinet as incompetent, Bernard. And Bernard, if I was to ask you today, do you know who the Minister for Health today is? At least I remember that the Minister for East African Community is Bernard. And we are having, such a cabinet that is composed of people, that we don't know whether they are likely to take Kenya ahead. Then this is how Mutahi Ngunyi rates William Samoei Ruto. When it comes to no plan, Bernard, having no plan, Bernard, Mutahi Ngunyi gives him 32%. 32% William Ruto does not have a plan for this country. Working on it, Bernard, William Samoei Ruto always keeps on us promising. He's a promising man. He doesn't tire about promising. So Mutahi Ngunyi is asking whether he's working on any plan, and then he gives it 10%. Then he talks of attacks on Uhuru, Kenyatta, and Raila Odinga, Bernard. I think that's where William Samoei Ruto spends most of his time, Bernard. He spends most of his time attacking Raila Odinga and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and that is, Wahome Mutai gives Mutai Nguji gives him 32%. So, if you look at those percentage, Bernard, they are not very, very promising for a country, Bernard, that that is supposed to be moving towards what we call the Vision 2030. There's nothing promising. I've told you of the organization that I made, this organization that I made in the CBD today, Bernard. If you're in the CBD, you wonder whether we have a governor that we elected in Nairobi, Bernard. So, the same translates to the executive, Bernard, where we seem to have people who are appointed at the top, people who don't seem to know what they are supposed to be doing for the people of Kenya, Bernard. And that's why we are ending up with side shows like the ones that we read yesterday, issues of the former president's security, Bernard. When you're supposed to be delivering for the people of Kenya, we are now still talking about, things that are side shows, things like the security of the former president, Bernard. I just read something from the millers, Bernard. The millers are promising us that, it could be another hard time, because already they're experiencing shortage of maize, Bernard. You remember the president told us that, immediately he became president that, he had given out fertilizer for the short rain, Bernard. What did those fertilizer produce, Bernard, when millers are already saying that, we are likely to face shortage of maize, Bernard? So, it's such a very hard situation for the people of Kenya, Bernard. And you remember now, kids are supposed to be going to school. Parents are, are struggling. There is no money in the pockets, Bernard. And all that we are seeing, are side shows, Bernard. So, with 10% of President William Samoei Ruto's time gone, Bernard, and this is the best that he has offered us, then what should we expect from William Samoei Ruto in the 90% of his time that is remaining up to the year 2027, Bernard? Perhaps that's the question that we should be asking, Bernard, as we move forward, Bernard. But things don't seem to be promising. Let me just leave it at that and allow somebody else to come in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ongira, for that elaborate analysis and observation. The war of controlling and cleaning the city of Nairobi, from where I see it, it was lost in 1997, when Moi was desperate to win that elections. And I keep giving that story. I had traveled to Nanyuki, a place called Timau, and I went away for 1 week. Then when I came back, I lighted at the usual place at the tea room, and the city was clean. No hawker, no baker, no nothing. Until I began to suspect myself, did I alight in Chuka or I'm in Nairobi? I looked around, there was nobody to help me even carry the luggage. So I began pushing my bag as I got to get my vehicle. Then I turned around and asked, what happened here? Then I was given the story that President Moi called the police commission and asked him one question. He said, is it me you don't respect or the orders I give you? And he said, no, sir, please. He said, so the police commissioner called his boys and asked them, is it me you don't respect or the orders I give? And all the boys saluted and said, I said that this city should be clean. And the boys moved in and cleaned out everybody and everything. Every corner, including Silas.
That's what I wanted to say.
Oh, Nahumicha amepatiza China ya NHF. Then, by the way, this changing of names, is it not suspect? Because there are people who already have a contract with the NHF. Okay? When you change into the new name, how does their contract backdate in the new name? What is Kenya Kwanza up to with changing names? Except they want to responsibility of the people who have been paying in their jail for ages. Yes, Alex.
They are doing the same thing Moi used to do. Moi came to our school and said it's no longer called this, it's called this.
Moi came to school and said,
by the time we were doing exams, it was total confusion because it was not done according to the constitution. But he said it.
A cow can produce 40 liters of milk silently, and therefore you get advantage of publicity if you behave like a cow, usiwe kama 100 times, and you reap the benefits.
System of a jump. Let's get Big J. God have.
Thank you, Bernard. Secretary General, leo uko very clear. Ujambo. Mr. Guru, uko kwa giza. Wangira na kuona. Anabuza amerudi tena, jana alikuwa amewasha moto hapa. By the way, Bernard, let me tell you one thing before I continue. Hata nimekatata sisalimia watu wengine tena, nikasirika tu Alex. Let us not allow these people of UDA to come here and divert our plan, what we want to deliver to our people. Because they are always coming here to distract what we think or what the message we are giving. Because the campaign is over. Sasa mtu akuja hapa kutuambia siji story zake. I don't think we have time for that. Surely, we don't have time for that. If they come here and listen, it's okay. But coming to try to explain, to peddle lies, I don't think we have time for that. Then surely. We are telling our people tomorrow is okay. Sunday is Kibera. We are going to tell our people to wake up and go to the meeting. That's what because they have been trying many different things to divert the attention of this meeting so that the people will not attend it. That's why you see his stories, his security, nini, all of them, Nisakas, Bernard. We already, campaign is Elisha. We have our way, we have what we think, we know what we want, we know where we are going. So we don't need them to come and advise us because, for example, Bernard, kuna vile sijui siku hizi watu wamekuaje. For example, unaenda boma ya watu mazishi, watu wanalia ama watu wameibiwa ng'ombe. Unaanza kusema ati hakuna ng'ombe ijaibiwa. Na mwenye ng'ombe ndio huyo akawapa na familia yote, ng'ombe zao hakuna. So at times, people I don't know, they don't use their common sense or money. And for me, I think Bernard, let them give us our time. We talk to our people. We show that we tell our people what we want. Because this country, definitely, hata pofu, na hata kiziwi, anajua Kenya inaenda mahali pabaya. Kenya inaenda mahali pabaya na we are not going to accept it. And we say that from the beginning, from the word go, hatuwezi kubali. Watu kitabuzu wanakujaga hapa kulete shida. I don't know why. Because nobody invited anyone here. Hata mimi nilijilete mwenyewe. I don't have to come here and bring and cause some chaos, disagreements. Because this is not the only platform. They can go to another platform and raise their issues there. Well, because wanasemanga ati sisi we are jokers. We are not jokers. Even we are jokers. Then why do you have to stay and have a discussion with jokers? Anyway, to the topic today. I'm telling you, Kenya is hakuna mtu ajui. Hiyo maasira zote unaona, hizo mavitu zote unaona, it's because nothing is going on. Na kitu cha kushangaza Bernard, why are they getting a lot of loans and they are doing nothing? Hiyo ndio kitu mimi ingine inanishangaza. They are just getting a loan ya kwenda kwa kanisa. Na tena tu sijui watakuja lini kanisa yako kuomba. They are just going na mahali yani kanisa kuomba. Sasa kuomba jamani bila, alafu kitu kingine tena Bernard, hii maneno ya kusema fertilizer. Sasa unapatia mtu fertilizer, mtu anataka kuuza mahindi, yako na mahindi sahihi iko kwa store. Badala anafikiria vile hiyo mahindi watanunua, anafikiria kuhusu fertilizer. Na ni kwa nini ni fertilizer peke yake? Why are they thinking only about fertilizer? Then our message is to tell our people Sunday waende Kibera, mkutano wa amani, mkutano mzuri, tupange mikakati mzuri. The things are going very well internationally and locally. So we have to tell our people to not wasikose kufika kwa hiyo mkutano, waende kwa mkutano wa Sunday. Secondly, Bernard, watu wanasemaga ni wakili. Kesho utaona wataenda on Sunday, they are going to the church. And they are going, and then after in the church, they will bash people. They will bash. And they call themselves the best Christians ever. Hatujaiona Wakristo kama hao. Na sijui ni Biblia gani wanasoma. If you read the Bible in the Romans 12 verse 20, inakuambia kuhusu adui zako, even if somebody has done something wrong to you, how are you going to handle that person? How are you going to handle that person? And they say they are going to the church. Kwani Biblia yao wanasomanga upside down? After all, these people, let me tell you Bernard, kusema ukweli, they are very, very good liars. From kutoka kichwa mpaka vidole. Sasa vidole zao ndio hizi zinakuja hapa Mtembei TV ama Candy Talk kudanganya. Jana niliona mwingine anadanganya ati kuhusu pesa ya education. Sasa ajui watu wakaapa ni watu wakaunite. Wanajua. Anakuja kudanganya, anaitwa nani, anajiita sijui msalendo. We are not going to accept these people to come in this where we are advising our people the way forward. We are telling them to understand. We are enlightening them. That's why we are here. And this is where the only place we have that we can share. Because now kama court zote the highest court ilisema ni hot air. Now we have gone to the courts ya mwananchi ambayo ndio the highest court in the land. I've listened to all of you guys. I don't know even what to say, but my message today was that we have to tell our people to go to the meeting. From there, then because step by step things are going according to the best. I'm happy about how things are going. So let us not accept these people and wanalipwa kuja distract our meeting, our discussion. Let them go somewhere else. Because they should not be coming here wanatuita sisi ni comedians. Why do you want to stay with and discuss with comedians? Why do you want to talk with comedians, Bernard? They should leave us alone so that we can do our comedy. And watajua ni comedy kweli. They think how they are going 64%. Na bado. And it's that only our 64%. Ukijaribu kuangalia, people are stressed. I told you Bernard before, my nieces, my sister, my elder sister ameolewa mahali naitwa Pomed. And before elections, I was trying to advise them that because mama, my sister passed on, their father passed on. Sasa ni watoto wajane, although they are a little bit grown up, but mmoja last born ndiye bado ako shule, high school. So I advised them that remember that Baba promised this and this and this. They said watapatia Ruto. did not tell me walinificha. After the election, they voted him. But things after 1 month, 2 months, wakaanza kunipigia simu. Mmoja alikuwa anaenda college. They wanted money for college. Now, so, and then I asked him, why are you trying to ask me money? And then I advised that Raila he was trying to give us free, even a university. They don't have an answer. Wakaanza kusema tulikuwa tumedanganya, tulienda na wevi ya wakale sijui nini. Nikambia okay, enda basi kwa hiyo Ruto akupatie pesa, because don't call me. I advised you as your uncle. Haukunisikia. So Bernard, people are suffering. No, people are suffering. So we should not allow these people to come here and tell us what to do. We have already decided and we know what we are doing. So let me at first leave it at there, and I'm here. We'll continue having a discussion. Thank you, Bernard.
Okay, asante sana Big G. There is a response by Nico Viambo. Is it Nico Viambo? Just tell UDA supporters to unsubscribe from the platform. You are battling lies about education fund. Everybody is free to subscribe. Everybody is free to unsubscribe, especially when you feel that your agenda is not being articulated on this particular platform. Nobody is held hostage here. That's first and foremost. It's an opening invitation, but you don't have to stay where you are tolerated. You can always take a walk. That's what we are saying. The only thing we will not take it is when you take advantage of our platform to deceive Kenyans. That one, we will not give you breathing space. It doesn't matter whether you're the one who brought the oxygen can or the oxygen machine. You will go with it. Why? We have a sense of responsibility to the people who listen to us, and they trust us. They trust the information they get from here. And so we will not mix it with the lies of empty promises by UDA and trying to defend the undefendable. So if that is the agenda, you are in the wrong place. And YouTube is big. YouTube has unlimited channels. Unlimited channels means on one channel, you can develop like 10 more channels. So that means there is no reason why UDA doesn't have a channel. They have 36 bloggers. They need 36 channels. So they shouldn't be popping here and there trying to peddle lies. They can just open their channel and then do their lies. Or they don't want to lie to their people. They want to look for the people to deceive. Just get your guys to subscribe, lie to each other, and see how long you will last lying to each other. I rest my case. Asembo, karibu. Ni Asembo ama Baz? Ngoja kwanza Asembo. Baz huyu alikuwa hapa kabla yako. Baz. Karibu.
Thank you, Bernard. We don't come here to try to propagate any contrary.
I'm Big J, not G. I'm not Big J, Big J. You cannot even see J, you see G. That's the problem.
Order Big J. Order Big J. Relax. Thank you. Baz, it is J.
We come here to try to understand what is this big difference we have that we don't see things the same way. And maybe one day we will see things the same way. Maybe it's a matter of time, because if there will be problems, as you are saying, they will be there for everyone, and nobody will hide. They will hit everyone. Is concerned, I think for me, so far so good. They are laying the foundation. And we believe with time, everything is going to come out as per their plans. Regarding the Laris, I think that is it's a right given in our constitution, so it is okay for the.
As I keep asking, what foundation is being laid? You know, you use words that you are not substantiating. That's where I have a problem with you. And it should not just sweeping statements. I want you to tell me Kenya Kwanza is laying a foundation, okay? Like CBC, they have put this. Like in agriculture, they have put this. In health, they have put this. That's how a foundation is laid. But if you say they are laying a foundation and we hope that with time, everything will work. Those are just words. That's what Kenyatta was talking about. Empty words. No backup plan to execute the words. So can you just, in a nutshell, give us a glimpse of this plan? Because for 6 months, we've been waiting for that plan. Nakumbuka, the campaign, ilikuwa tuko na mpango, tuko na nia, sisi ndio vijana, wazeni waende. Hiyo plan tumeitafuta 6 months, hatuioni kabisa. Tunaona tu jumping from one issue to another. So give us that plan. Let us see.
You know, we are having, you know, such a cabinet that is composed of people, you know, that we don't know whether they are likely to take Kenya ahead or not. Then this is how Mutai Gunyi rates William Samoei Ruto. When it comes to no plan, Bernard, having no plan, Bernard, Mutai Gunyi gives him 32%, which means 32% William Ruto does not have a plan for this country. Working on it, Bernard, you know, William Samoei Ruto always keeps on as promising. You know, he's a promising man. You know, he doesn't tire about promising. So Mutai Gunyi is asking whether he's working on any plan, and then he gives it 10%. Then he talks of attacks on Uhuru, Kenyatta, and Raila Odinga, Bernard. I think that's where William Samoei Ruto spends most of his time, Bernard. He spends most of his time attacking Raila Odinga and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And that is, you know, Wahome Mutai gives, Mutai Gunyi gives him 32%, Bernard. So, you know, if you look at those percentage, Bernard, you know, they are not very, very promising for a country, Bernard, that, you know, that is supposed to be moving towards what we call the Vision 2030. You know, there's nothing promising. I've just told you of the organization that I made, this organization that I made in the CBD today. You know, if you're in the CBD, you wonder whether we have a governor that we elected in Nairobi, Bernard. So, you know, the same translates to the executive, Bernard, where we seem to have people who are appointed at the top, people who don't seem to know what they are supposed to be doing for the people of Kenya, Bernard. And that's why we are ending up with sideshows like the ones that we read yesterday, issues of the former president's security, Bernard. When you're supposed to be delivering for the people of Kenya, we are now still talking about, you know, things that are sideshows, you know, things like the security of the former president, Bernard. I just read something from the Millers, Bernard. You know, the Millers are promising us that, you know, it could be another hard time, you know, because already they're experiencing shortage of maize, Bernard. You remember the president told us that, you know, immediately he became president that, you know, he had given out fertilizer for the short rain, Bernard. What did those fertilizer produce, Bernard, when Millers are already saying that, you know, we are likely to face shortage of maize, Bernard? So, you know, it's such a very hard situation for the people of Kenya, Bernard. And you remember now, kids are supposed to be going to school. Parents are, you know, are struggling. There is no money in the pockets, Bernard. And all that we are seeing, you know, are sideshows, Bernard. So, you know, with 10% of President William Samoei Ruto's time gone, Bernard, and this is the best that he has offered us, you know, then what should we expect from William Samoei Ruto in the 90% of his time that is remaining up to the year 2027, Bernard. Perhaps that's the question that we should be asking, Bernard. As we move forward, Bernard, but things don't seem to be promising. Let me just leave it at that and allow somebody else to come in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ongera, for that elaborate analysis and observation. The war of controlling and cleaning the city of Nairobi, from where I see it, it was lost in 1997 when Moi was desperate to win that elections. And I keep giving that story. I had traveled to Nanyuki, a place called Timau, and I went away for 1 week. Then when I came back, I lighted at the usual place at the table, and the city was clean. No hawker, no beggar, no nothing. Until I began to suspect myself, did I alight in Chuka or I'm in Nairobi? I looked around, there was nobody to help me even carry the luggage. So I began pushing my bag as I got to get my vehicle. Then I turned around and asked, what happened here? Then I was given the story that President Moi called the police commission and asked him one question. Said, is it me you don't respect or the orders I give you? And he said, no, sir, please. He said, so the police commissioner called his boys and asked them, is it me you don't respect or the orders I give you? And all the boys saluted and said, I said that this city should be clean. And the boys moved in and cleaned out everybody and everything. Every corner, including Zile streets and Danidani, Nyamakima, and everyone were clean. No hawkers, no nothing. And then, the same period when the campaign began, President Moi was coming from, the hawkers were pushed in at Jogoro, near the city stadium. So President Moi was coming in on Jogoro from the airport. Then he got the boys who were clapping for him, of course, at that roundabout on Jogoro. And then Moi, in his usual language, he said, Nana alisema amwezi kuuzia vyombo zenu kwa CBD. Mwache vijana wajitafutie kitu. And that's when they left the stadium and entered the city. And from that day till now, they have never been removed. And I don't think they will be removed. Because when a law is lifted, then suddenly dropped, it becomes impossible to put it back to where it was. So the failure of cleaning the city began by President Moi relaxing his own law that he had enforced successfully. And then Sakaja comes in. Sakaja is, in my opinion, is principled, but he plays in the gallery in some matters, especially when it comes to touching on matatus and those hawkers and all that, because he needs their vote. So I don't think there is hope in Sakaja cleaning that city. Let's have a revolution. We'll get a better way to handle this city. Yes, Secretary General.
Jibu Wangira was asking who is the Minister of Health. Sijui anaitwa Nakumicha. We wanted to help.
Ni msichana wetu Nakumicha.
Anaitwa?
Mimi sina habari.
Nasikia amebadilisha NHIF iko na jina mrefu. Msaidia Wangira. That's what I wanted to say.
Oh, Nakumicha amebadilisha jina ya NHIF. Then, by the way, this changing of names, is it not suspect? Because there are people who already have a contract with the NHF. Okay? When you change into the new name, how does their contract backdate in the new name? What is Kenya Kwanza up to with changing names? Except they want to run away from responsibility of the people who have been paying NHF for decades.
They are doing the same
Yes,
thing.
Alex.
They are doing the same thing Moi used to do. Moi came to our school and said it's no longer called this, it's called this. So by the time we were doing exams, we were confused.
Moi came to school and said,
by the time we were doing exams, it was total confusion because it was not done according to the constitution. But he said it so. So our school is called this, but when you are registering for exam, we got our slips with a different name. So, I mean, it's just copy and paste. Very soon you are going to see so many schools called Ruto Primary School, Ruto Secondary School, Ruto University. I mean, it's a gradual thing. And that is where that's what I think.
Bernard, did you hear the narrative given to the MPs yesterday by the deputy president that a hen, when it lays an egg, makes a lot of noise for people to know that there is an egg that has been laid. But a cow can produce 40 liters of milk silently. And therefore, you are not likely to get advantage of publicity if you behave like a cow. Usiwe kama ng'ombe, kuwe kama kuku. Ile kidogo unafanya, you magnify 100 times and you reap the benefits.
system ya machamba. Let's get Big J. God have.
Thank you, Bernard. Secretary General, leo uko very clear. Ujambo. Mr. Guru, uko kwa giza. Wangira na kuona. Anabuza amerudi tena, jana alikuwa amewasha moto hapa. By the way, Bernard, let me tell you one thing before I continue. Hata nimekataa hata sisalimia watu wengine tena, nikukasirika tu wale. Let us not allow these people of UDA to come here and divert our plan, what we want to deliver to them. Because they are always coming here to distract what we think or what the message we are giving. Because the campaign is over. Sasa mtu akuja hapa kutuambia siji story zake. I don't think we have time for that. Surely, we don't have time for that. If they come here and listen, it's okay. But coming to try to explain, to peddle lies, I don't think we have time for that. They're not surely. We are telling our people tomorrow is okay. Sunday is Kibera. We are going to tell our people to wake up and go to the meeting. That's what because they have been trying many different things to divert the attention of this meeting so that the people will not attend it. That's why you see his stories, security, nini, all of them, Nisakas, Bernard. We already have campaigns is Elisha. We have our way, we have what we think, we know what we want, we know where we are going. So we don't need them to come and advise us because, for example, Bernard, kuna vile sijui watu wamekuaje. For example, unaenda boma ya watu mazishi, watu wanalia ama watu wameibiwa ng'ombe. Unaanza kusema ati hakuna ng'ombe ijaibiwa. Na mwenye ng'ombe ndio huyo akawapa na familia yote, ng'ombe zao hakuna. So at times, people I don't know, they don't use their common sense. And for me, I think Bernard, let them give us our time. We talk to our people. We show that we tell our people what we want to. Because this country, definitely, hata kipofu na hata kiziwi anajua Kenya inaenda mahali pabaya. Kenya inaenda mahali pabaya na we are not going to accept it. And we said that from the beginning, from the word go, at least kubali. Watu kinabuzu wanakujaga hapa kulete shida. I don't know why. Because nobody invited anyone here. Hata mimi nilijileta mwenyewe. I don't have to come here and bring and cause some chaos, disagreements. Because this is not the only platform. They can go there another platform and raise their issues there. Well, because wanasemanga ati sisi we are jokers. We are not jokers. Even we are jokers. Then why do you have to stay and have a discussion with jokers? Anyway, the topic today. I'm telling you, Kenya is, hakuna mtu ajui. Hakuna mtu ajui. Hiyo maasira zote unaona, hizo mavitu zote unaona, ni it's because nothing is going on. Na kitu cha kushangaza Bernard, why are they getting a lot of loans and they are doing nothing? Hiyo ndio kitu mimi ingine inanishangaza. They are just getting a loan ya kwenda kwa kanisa. Na Bernard sijui watakuja lini kanisa yako kuomba. They are just going na mahali yani kanisa kuomba. Sasa kuomba jamani, bila alafu kitu kingine tena Bernard, hii maneno ya kusema fertilizer. Sasa unapatia mtu fertilizer, mtu anataka kuuza mahindi yako na mahindi saa hii iko kwa store. Badala anafikiria vile hiyo mahindi watanunua, anafikiria kuhusu fertilizer.